Cramer rips on XRP. You know what that means for us? Juicy price action. This week is the Fed's rate cut announcement. Or is it the rate pause announcement? Trump's got pressure on Powell. We're going to talk about crypto CEOs saying the cycle is dead. Price action along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Cramer doubted XRP at 38 cents. Now it's blasting past $3. That's right. The Cramer kiss of death means what, everyone? We're making money. And I'm glad to be back home. Feels good to be in the old studio. Now, before we get into the crypto news, you know the deal. You, the viewer, matter most. So what do? I report you the news while on vacation. I report you the news while I travel. And I report you the news while I'm home. Yeah, and... FOMC meeting. We're going to have a live stream later this week. Yeah, the 30th, baby. Minute Dog's hanging out with us and says, if my crypto gains were as high as the heat index, I'd have a GT3 and an old school 911 wide body. For real, we got heat indexes where I live 107 to 109 degrees today. The South is on fire. Jesse Clay says, hey, I'm happy with a $3 floor. B, yes, he's usually one of the ones to pee in the Cheerios, but can't claim once he's lied. At least that I've found. Brad is the hope. He's the realist. Good cop, bad cop, if you will. Ooh, talking about a little bit of Larson Boobala action there going on. Alan McMaster says, good to see you home, brother. Alan, it feels great to be home. As much as I love Guatemala, it's nice to sleep in my own comfort bed. Bitcoin sitting at 118,000. Happy Sunday, everyone. ETH is 3803, XP at 317. Look, we're developing more floor. Right, I mean, think about it. Every candlestick that we print means what? More floor support. All right, let's get into it. Trump presses Powell to cut rates during a tense visit to the Fed. Okay, here's the deal. So Trump was going there inspecting a little bit of Fed construction, you know. We're spending money now at the Fed. Why? Like, do you really need new, desks and new buildings? Just use what you have. You're not doing shit right anyways. Trump, who called Powell a numbskull earlier this week for failing to heed the White House's demand for a large reduction in borrowing costs, wrapped up his visit to the Fed's $2.5 billion building project in Washington, saying he didn't intend to fire Powell. Trump cannot fire Powell. Powell and the Fed are a private organization. That would be like Trump going to your job, yeah, if you worked at a regular company, not a government agency, and was like, yo, I'm going to fire you. You'd be like, dude, you're not even the boss, man. To do so is a big move, and I don't think it's necessary, Trump told reporters at the visit. Basically, what Trump is doing is saying, yo, you need to lower rates. Why? Because it costs us a ton of money, and it's messing up growth. Now, look at this, because we've talked about this before, okay? Let me get into this quick. We've talked about this before. Crypto will really, really roar as rates come down. Why? Because it's cheaper to build, and crypto is super risky right now. So if you want utility, you need to build to create that utility. In 3 days, 3 hours, we got an FOMC meeting where what, everyone? 95.9% chance of a pause. Yeah, a pause. So basically, look, we're going to get a pause in the July meeting. The September meeting is the first one that actually has a chance of a cut. Right now, we've got about a 65% chance of a cut in the September meeting, all right? So, pause in July, and crypto will start pricing it in September, probably August into September. Blackrock's chief information officer files at the Fed policy delay, says it's not a goods economy. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of pressure on Powell. This is what he said, all right? This is from the CIO of Blackrock. The service economy is what drives this economy today. It's not a goods-oriented economy, not commodities, not exports, not manufacturing. The real impact of interest rates on the economy today, it's about housing. True. How many of you out there can agree that housing is insanely expensive? Not only is the price of homes super expensive, but then the rates are high, which means you pay a lot of interest on those homes. So now, if your housing bill is super freaking expensive, what does that mean? You got less money for other things like investing in crypto, taking your awesome wife or husband out for a dinner and drinks. You get what I'm saying? Discretionary spending gets eaten up by high interest rates. And it's not just homes, cars are expensive too. He added, if we get the rate down, you can actually bring down home prices. Build more homes, you'll actually reduce inflation. Yes, the biggest driver to inflation right now is housing. So if we bring those rates down, housing won't be as expensive, and maybe it'll encourage more builders to build more homes. Because a lot of shit around housing is expensive. And like I said, for like the majority of people out there, unless you're like crazy at the strip club and you're spending lots of monies on like jumblies and stuff, your biggest bill is what? Housing. So if we get that down, we'll have a lot more money. Bitwise CIO declares the crypto cycle dead. Institutions are the new driver. Okay, remember we've always been hearing about this like 4-year cycle of crypto, and that has to do with the BTC halving. And basically what the Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hougan has said is, look, that doesn't matter anymore. That right now we've broken the 4-year cycle and institutions are driving this. I agree. Why? Retail's been crushed. I think you and I can both agree that everything has gotten expensive. It's stayed expensive since the pandemic. And guess what? It eats up your discretionary money, as I was telling you in the thing before. So this is what Hogan said. He says, the forces that have created prior 4-year cycles are weaker, Hogan posted on X, citing 3 key factors. Halvings have become less significant over time. True. Very true. Because we're seeing huge booms in BTC outside of the halvings. Interest rate cycles turning positive for crypto, and reduced blow-up risk due to improved regulation and institution. Wholeheartedly agree. Think about this, okay? A couple years ago, we had crypto hot potato. Yeah, do you remember when I reported that? And like, I swear, like every few days, I was reporting on another company going bankrupt, another one getting hacked, and all that whole thing, right? That's minimized, right? It's come down. We don't have the same risks of FTX anymore. Why? Because a lot of people in crypto are making money and learn from their mistakes. You don't see all these companies not making a profit investing in naming rights for stadiums. No, it's companies now making profit. They're not spending as much on marketing as they used to because they've already got people involved in crypto. So we're in a lot healthier place right now. The market has matured. We also have a stablecoin act in play. This is something we didn't have a few years ago. We got a better idea of regaronis, and honestly, the whole crypto field itself is in a much stronger place. So what the Bitwise CEO is saying, look, we've got 3 big things out here which are telling us 4-year cycles don't exist, that right now the cycles are based on institutional demand. Speaking of institutional demand, check it out. Yeah, we still got it. Zoom out to the 1 year and you can see lots of these bars are north of the 0 line, which means what? Institutional money is flowing in. Now let's go to the Cramer. Boobala, dumb fuckeroni. Okay, look. The guy's an entertainer, just putting it out there. But whatever he says, usually if you do the opposite, you're good. Cramer doubted XRP at 38 cents. Now it's blasting past $3. I'm going to share with you something from a little bit ago. This shows you how these traditional finance players have no freaking clue on what's going on. Listen to this from Cramer. And here, I'll go full screen so you can see exactly what's going on.
We put up XRP and Solana and Dogecoin. Those are all, I believe, cons. I mean, if we think that the XRP slash USD coin is something that we should be following, well, I mean, we should be following we should put up like Rent the Runway and Stitch Fix up there. I mean, honestly, I just find it's just a random group of things that we put up. And that I question that because I'm busy trying to find how to make money for people. And I don't want to try to figure out how to lose money for people.
Yeah. So, just a big con. I mean, what's the price of Solana right now? In this video, it was $13.52. Sol right now is at what, everyone? $185. So, like, more than 10xing since then. XRP darn near close to 10xing. So, you got players out there who obviously don't know what they're talking about. And even when he talked about it, he's like, you've got the XRP USD coin. Who the fuck ever calls it that? Like, no one does. So, you can obviously tell, even by their language, they had no clue. So, these players, years ago, were ripping on crypto without even really knowing what it was. And the reality is if you watch these people now, and a bunch of you in the comments are going to let me know, if you watch these people now, they still talk like they have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what hard wallets are. They have no idea what utility tokens are. They don't really understand stable coins, and yet they're out here on TV acting like fucking experts, trying to tell people XRP is a con, Solana's a con, Doge is a con. No, Doge is meme. All right, that's very different. It's like gambling, okay? Like, for real. So, just proof out there that the bigs on mainstream media or in mainstream media have no freaking clue. Cramer, one of the biggest ones out there. Let's swing it into price and market action. Overall, the market is still healthy volume-wise. Yes, it's Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's 121 billion right now for the 24-hour volume. Market cap's 3.9 trillion. Altcoin season still holding strong at 42 out of 100. Check out this altcoin season chart, right? We had a little bit of a dipperoni where we kind of pulled back a little bit. But check it out. We've kind of flattened out here. That's super, super important. Here, look, I'll go to the 30 days so you can see exactly what. Look at this, right? So we had the big run-up where we were at 55 out of 100 for altcoin season. Then look at this. We've held pretty strong here for what, everyone? For almost a week in the 40s for altcoin season. Floor. So it's not just XRP developing a floor. It's a bunch of the other alts developing a floor. Here's the XRP 7-day chart. Double bottom? Yeah, it looks pretty good. But what else are you noticing? Sideways action through the week, and that's right. One of the biggest things we had to check was what? Through this weekend, as volume goes down, volume now down 24% from yesterday to 4 billion. Still freaking high AF. God, I wish I was right now. I still have to be good. I got to go to the doctor on the 30th. I know. And don't worry, I'll still live stream. Even though I'm going to the doctor, even if I feel like shit, I'm still going to live stream. But either way, you're starting to see more floor support candles being built. This is extremely important. Go to the 1 month. Look at that. I get it. We're not at the highs above 350. But yo, we're building $3. Look at these two moves right here. Right there got us right to that $3 mark. Right here got us to the $3 mark. And we're still holding strong. Go to the candlesticks so we get a little bit better view of what's going on. That's the move we're in right now. Yeah. This is awesome. So the first two moves here had us breach to 299. This move here didn't even get to 299. Players were like, we're not going to wait for that. Yeah, it got to 301. $3 floor for XRP. Zoom out and look at the 1 year action. Yeah, you see what? 30 to 50 cent floor, $2 floor, and now it appears that we're printing a $3 floor. And I'm telling you, just for shits and grins, go out on the TV, put on mainstream media. I know, it'll make you gag. I get it. But just put it on and listen to some of their crypto reports, and you'll see how absolutely freaking clueless these people are. And yet the majority of people out there follow them. Listen, you and I are in the majority, right? You and I are deep into crypto. We're deep into particular cryptos. And in fact, I've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years just on YouTube, and then a few years beforehand. So like I've been doing this for a pretty long time. And like I'm involved like every freaking day. I'm deep into the articles, I'm deep into the news, I'm deep into the metrics, and so are you, right? So we have a really good view of this. But think, the majority of people out there don't watch YouTube, right? They still watch mainstream media, right? The majority of the money out there, traditional finance, loves their MSNBC, their Squawk Box, their Bloomberg, and all this shit. And when you hear these people talk about crypto, it's obvious that they're clueless. So we've got the edge. We've got the advantage because we understand the differences between meme versus utility versus store value plays versus stable coins versus one-to-one back stable coins to USD versus algorithmic ones. We get all this and they don't. So we're the ones with the knowledge this time around. Why? Because they still don't believe that crypto is something worthwhile of their time. I mean, who ever has called XRP USD coin? I've heard it called Ripple before. Yeah, plenty of people have called Ripple. It's kind of synonymous. But, oh, the XRP USD coin is, and we'd be like, really? Are you reading that off a script? Hell yeah, he's reading it off a script. So either way, we are in the know, and they are what? Just following. So, choo-choo what? Oh, that's right. I'm back at home. So when I'm back at home, what can I do here? Let me move my mic so it doesn't get in the way. I can do this, everyone. Choo choo what? Oh, look, you're seeing the new mic I got. Oh, let me hide that. Choo choo what? Choo choo bitches.